Hello everyone. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to navigate to the suppliers table to view all the suppliers that you have and to add an individual supplier. So let's get to it. If I want to go to supplier, I go to the orders and suppliers tab in the nav bar. I click on that. And once I access this page, I can see one section for orders and another section for suppliers. We'll go to the section for suppliers by clicking on it, and I can see that I have 161 approved suppliers in the business right now. I can toggle this option to view up to 250 so that I capture the entire list of suppliers I have in the business. And I can also search for a particular supplier if I am looking for one specific one. And that has pulled it up. But on here, the focus of this video is to look at how to add an individual supplier. So to do that, I click on the plus icon and say add individual supplier. With that done, I'm able to put in the supplier name now. Let's assume the supplier name is Flo Frankie Limited. And then for the tier, I am able to specify if they're a manufacturer, importer, or 1T, 2T, or 3T wholesaler. I would say they're second tier wholesaler. Then I put in their email, which is flowfrankie@email.com. I am also able to put in a phone number for them, which would be 080 2345678 I put in the address for this supplier, which is flow number 1 Flowway. The address line 2 would be off Barracks Road. The country I can specify is Nigeria. The city for that would be Lagos, and the region would be Frankie. And on here, the next part is to select the payment terms that you have in agreement with the supplier. If it's a cash on delivery payment, where whenever they deliver some goods to you, you just pay them cash when the goods are delivered. Or if you have some on-credit agreement with the supplier, where you're able to select the number of credit days that you have, you could use the slider, or you could come on here and input the number of days that you have with the supplier, and the slider would adjust automatically. You're also able to upload a brand logo for that supplier, and you're also able to add any commentary that you may want to give to the person that would be approving the supplier, which is automatically the admin. So when you save the supplier doesn't automatically start to exist in the business just yet. You're more proposing the supplier so that the admin can now approve them and allow them start to exist in the business. So it tells you here that Flo Frankie Limited with this ID has been added and sent for approval. So to approve Flo Frankie, the admin would come on here, which is a toggle that allows you view between approved suppliers and suppliers that you have proposed. So on here, we're looking at approved suppliers, which are suppliers that already exist in the business. Now we toggle that to view proposed one, and we have only one proposed supplier, which is Flo Frankie that we have just added. Great. So now I can review the details, review the address, the email, the mobile number, and the payment or supplier information provided. And I can, as an admin, I can approve that supplier. And it tells me that Flo Frankie Limited is now an approved supplier. So great. If I go back, I would be able to go back to the proposed table to see that I don't have any proposed suppliers anymore. So FlowFrankie would exist in the approved suppliers table. Just remember to give it a refresh so that all the updates are visible. And on here, we can see 162 approved suppliers as opposed to the 161 that we saw in the beginning. And even without searching the table, we can see that FlowFrankie now exists on this table as an approved supplier. And I can click on that to view informations about FlowFrankie or edit any information for FlowFrankie. Thank you. So that is how you add an individual supplier, by proposing the supplier and allowing the admin approve the supplier so that you can now start to do other functions with them. Thank you.